Hello and welcome to this podcast edition of Sam's Alternatives with me, Sam. Episode 30, I'll be chatting to Neville from, of course, Brisbane metal band Snake Mountain. Of course, Neville is a podcaster as well, does the Everblack Podcast. We'll probably talk about that a bit, as well as Snake Mountain. Just before we get into the interview, I thought I'd do a recap. Lots of stuff is happening over the next few weeks. A few interviews have been lined up. So, of course, Trev from Shady Maze has been announced. Also, Trash and the Treasures will be jumping on the 2nd of September as well. New music from Excuse for an Exit, Pray For Me, Seek Misery. We've also got Crooked Royals, Melancholia, Wave Raiders, among other bands. Tuesday the 5th of August, I'll be chatting to Rise From Ashes. Saturday the 16th of August, Grim, and Tuesday the 26th of August, Dead Empire. All right, Nev's in the lobby from Snake Mountain. I'll let Nev in and we'll get this chat started.
Hey!
Evening, Nev. How you going?
I'm good, brother. Just give me 2 seconds.
Nah, you're right. There's no rush.
Cool.
Oh.
Yeah, it's all happening, man.
Yes.
I haven't used this platform before, so it's a little. Let me just brighten this a little bit.
Yeah. Oh, that light behind me. If people are wondering why it's so bright at my place, the light in the lounge room is just not on. I think I need to change the globe. So I've got the bathroom light on, a lamp, and the kitchen light on, so people can actually see my face and it's not in total darkness.
It's tricky. It took me a while to get the lighting right in this room. If you look back at the old interviews, they're like super bright everywhere. It looks like I'm tanning myself. Yeah. Anyway, how are you, brother? It's been a little while since I've seen you in person.
Yeah, I've been really good, Nev. For those that don't know, me and Nev actually have met up. We met up at the Leadbeater. I think it was about August last year that Snake Mountain played there. I could have my dates and months mixed up.
Oh, I think you're right. I can't remember when. I'm trying to remember. But I know it was at that metal show in Melbourne.
Yes.
Yes.
Was that Ghost? Yeah, Ghost Seeker, Rise From Ashes, Snake Mountain. Oh, I've gone blank.
I have too, man. It's a lot's happened since then. But hey, it was good. It was a good show. That was part of our little run of shows that we did, and we ended up in Geelong.
Yep.
The next day for Drencher. So that was, I think it was the next day. Yeah, it was a big adventure, big road trip. 20 hours in a van with me is, yeah, I know it's a bit rough. Sorry, fellas.
No, but, I was more thinking the 20 hours in a van, Nev, sounds rough as anything. Like, that's a massive road trip, really.
I love it. Like, I absolutely love it because I know some people are like, oh, man, it's a long time to travel. But for me, getting out there, going on adventures with the dudes, going on this, stopping off at random places, like seeing like was it Dog in the Tucker Box and stuff like that. It's fun. Road trips. Yeah.
Is that it? I always get the towns mixed up with the Dog on the Tucker Box. Is it like... No, it's not Gundagai, but it's sort of around the Gundagai area. It's not Holbrook or somewhere. I'm probably mixing up my towns.
I think so. I don't know, man. All I know is we went off this road, and I was like, okay, so is this some little serial killer little side road? But then they got the dog there, and yeah, it was cool. That was awesome because you hear about it in those old like songs and stuff.
Yeah.
Like dog. I don't know. The old Aussie country songs.
Yeah. But, well, it's not a country song without a old Dog on the Tucker Box or, driving past the big banana in Coffs Harbour,
Man, we stop off there. Like, that's kind of like our on the home stretch. We're almost there, but we need a break. We'll stop off at Coffs at like just down the road from the banana. Near the windmill, if you know where that is.
It's a long time since I've been to Coffs Harbour, Nev, but I think I know where you are actually referring to.
That's it. Yeah, that little BP there.
Yeah.
It's one of the stops. Yeah.
It's about 15 years since I've been anywhere near Coffs Harbour, so it's a long time.
Oh yeah, there's a long way though. Like
Yeah.
there's a long way to go, from where you are for a drive,
A lot of places interstate are a long way from Warwick.
Yeah. I could imagine.
Even like everyone's like, oh, Geelong's not that far from Warrigal. I'm like, yeah, but you got to get through Melbourne to get to Geelong. So
Yeah.
it's just
Yes. Yeah. Because that drive was that was crazy. Like busier than what we thought it was going to be. But I guess we were traveling around. It was a long weekend. I remember it was a long weekend. That's all I remember. So it was a little busier than usual.
Yep.
So,
No, but it's hard to believe that's nearly been a year ago. Because in my mind, Nev, it only feels like 6 months ago.
yeah.
But
Yeah, I know, right? I know. Look, I wish I could remember the date of it. I know it was based around Drencher.
yeah.
So whenever Drencher was when we did it, and I can't remember for the life of me when it was.
I feel like it might have been late August, maybe. But
Could have been. Oh, dude. Do you know what? I need to do this. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, or this is going to haunt me forever if I don't look this up.
Actually,
Because I need to go back through the archives.
I've got my phone in front of me. I'm going to see if I can pick it up.
All right, you go, and then I'll go. I'll see if I can find it. And
Two podcasters that are on their phones during the interview. It's not really a good look.
No. We need to have that, that waiting music, like the elevator music going on.
Okay, so my calculations here, Nev, are that Drencher was the 24th of April, 2024.
I haven't even got the dates on here. What's that about? I think you might be right, though. I think you're right.
When this gets up, I've got a good idea. If I'm wrong...
August. No, you were right. You were originally right, my friend. It was like 24th of August, I think it was.
So the lead beater must have been the 23rd, I reckon.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, because it was a Friday night. That's right, because it started at, like, doors were 5:30, 6 o'clock. Yeah, now it's ringing a bell.
Yeah. But for me, it was just trees, stops, gig, trees, stops, gig. But, yeah, it's good times, mate. Good times.
Yeah. I'm sure there's a lot of road trip stories with bands that probably stay in the van that a lot of people don't hear about.
It's true, because look, when you get a bunch of dudes together, as you know, you always try and one-up each other. You always try and, who says the most horrible joke, or who says like you know what I mean? It's always trying to, outdo each other in a friendly competition sort of way, trying to make each other laugh. I don't know. We're pretty well behaved.
Yeah.
We're a bunch of good boys. I think so. As long as James gets his Kit Kat, Chunky, and his White Monster, it's smooth sailing.
Okay. So if any bands or riders are hearing this and want to help out James, get him a White Monster and a Kit Kat Chunky, and you'll be in their good books.
That's right, the share bar, and he'll love you forever. For me, all right, if we're talking riders, for me, I'm happy with the basic beers, but I always have a shot of Fireball when I warm up. It's just part of my routine. So yeah, shot of Fireball, and James, that makes me happy. The other boys are pretty basic with their beers, and then James, because he doesn't really drink beers or anything like that. Kit Kat, Chunky, share bar, White Monster, and his ready to roll.
And really, in the scheme of things and what you see, Nev, with some of the musicians and bands out there with rider requests, that's not a lot to ask for, really.
No, I don't think so either. Like, some basic stuff like that is, you can't expect venues to stock Kit Kats and White Monsters. But look, if guys want to look, now I'm putting my foot in it. I think it's kind of like, you know, how Foo Fighters had the Foo Toss in the video, and people are throwing the Mentos at them at shows. Don't throw Kit Kats
No.
at me. Throw them at James. And don't throw white cans of White Monster at us either, because
they could do a lot of damage. Those cans.
Yeah, we have
So,
expensive gear. We can cop a bump to the head, you know.
also, probably best not to throw stuff at the band performing on stage at
Don't
all.
do that. Don't do that. Just
Yeah.
blow kisses. That's enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or two-step
horns.
and mosh. Just
Yes.
don't.
That's yeah. That's, you know, keep it you know, nice, friendly people.
Yeah. Which metal community, a lot of people don't think, oh, metal community means they're all, you know, rough and all, you know, everyone's out to hurt people. But I've got to be honest, I've been at a lot of metal shows and I've never had many issues at all in the crowd or with any of the bands playing. It's been pretty just simple and straightforward.
I think a lot of the stuff these days and the generations these days are a little bit more respectful. But I don't know if you found this as well, but some of the older bands, especially the new metal stuff from back in the day, when those bands come around, there's something about that which is my generation, not quoting Limp Bizkit, but it is my generation.
Yeah.
That it's something about it. I don't know, man. If you've seen any of those new metal bands come around and you see them, there's something about that era that sends some little signal to the caveman brain, and those pits just turn into it's just a mess. I don't know what it is, man.
No,
New metal did funny things to people.
Well, it seems rappers do that as well. I mean, I won't go too much into Astro Death, whatever it was called, the Travis Scott one, but that's just
right.
Yeah.
Saying that's next level. But going to Astro Death, you did just mention Astro Death as a side quest, inadvertently. But how good are Astro Death?
Oh, sorry, I got my things mixed up, but I do love Astro Death, sorry. The Travis Scott one had Astro in it, obviously.
Yes. Yeah, but in finding your way through that, you dropped a sick band.
Yeah, which generally happens during chats on WebEx, Nev. Bands don't pay me to say it. I just rattle off names here in Australia or overseas, or nostalgia bands that I listened to growing up.
Yeah, absolutely. I love those guys. Hey, shout out to the Astro Death boys. Good dudes. If you see this, we love Astro.
But make sure you check out Everblack as well.
Yeah.
Pump up Nev's
some
podcast.
Little podcast, some little thing. Yeah.
No, I've watched a lot of your episodes. You do really good with it, and
thank you, man.
Yeah, I think obviously it's interesting when, like, for so long mine were just audio podcasting, and now when it's done over WebEx, Zoom, whatever the band's preference is, I feel like it's more of we're in the same room chatting to each other, despite Nev being in Queensland, Sam being in Gippsland, which is not even close on the map, if anyone knows where Gippsland is in comparison to Queensland.
Yeah.
But no, I think the visual one I just think's a lot better, because you can see the band you're talking to, or member of a band, and you know, you can see people's facial expressions, and I just like it so much more.
I do too, 100%, because I've been doing this for 13 years now.
Wow.
And the bulk of that was all on the ye old telephone, where I'd have to, you've probably done them before, where you have to punch in the phone card and then you have to call the people and then hope they pick up. And then, you know, you have to dial back because they're already on the, like, it was just such a long process. And it is hard. It is really, really hard to, you know, gauge that conversation and see where things go. And it's more personal doing this way.
Yeah.
I think, you know, it's like a hangout. You're talking to people face to face. I'm glad that we are evolved in technology to be able to do things face to face like this.
Because 10 years, probably even 15 years ago, we didn't have Zoom, we didn't have WebEx, Teams, none of those.
No, we didn't. We had Skype a few years ago, and that was, yeah. it was all right, but there was always something, but this has only been 5 years since Zoom Zoom and WebEx or whoever's sort of just, it's strange to me how we've had this massive jump in technology over the last few years. It's crazy. Wild.
Well, it had to come in because of that dreaded disease that sparked outroar for the first year and a half of the 2020s that Sam won't mention, but I think most people know what it is. But I think, if you didn't have Zoom or WebEx during that period and you wanted to catch up with friends and talk face to face, I guess Skype was the only other option, but yeah.
Yeah, it's true. That's it. But I don't know. It's funny because I interviewed a band. I'm not going to mention the band, a well-known Australian band, and I was like, let's do it over Zoom. And the member from Zoom, the member from this band was like, I don't know how to use it. And I was like, okay, that's cool. You go, can you do it over Skype? And I was like, okay. And for me, it felt like I was getting out this old dusty book that's been sitting on the shelf for ages and just going, blowing it off, opening it up, and there's like coming in. But it didn't even work. I had to cancel the interview.
Oh no!
Because and ended up going on with the singer of the band, like probably an hour later. Because I was talking to PR and they're like, Skype didn't even work. And then a month later, Skype was like, they pulled the plug on Skype permanently.
Oh,
it was like they didn't even care about it. At the end of it, they're like, what is this thing? We're so outdated now. Let's just let it die in a corner and away it goes. It was weird, man. It was literally a month after that they just completely pulled the plug on
Skype.
Yeah, they're like, rested in, I don't know, whatever happened, but it was pretty
Skype.
crazy.
No, that's a really
Rested, whatever it is out there with all the rest of the messenger and where those things go when they're obsolete. I don't know.
Oh, well, if we're talking messenger, but also like I remember the old dial-up days of the internet, which people watching this outside of Nev and people over the age of 40, like someone. Oh, I'm nearly
like me,
40.
Oh, man. I'm over the age.
No one would probably go, what the hell are you talking about with dial-up? I'm like, there was dial-up before all this Wi-Fi and hotspots and all that. Way before that.
Through the phone line, bro. Like you probably remember that you'd be like chatting to someone or you'd be downloading something and the phone would ring or someone would pick up the phone and it'd kick you off. Like, I remember those days. And I had a long cable that went from downstairs to the phone, like right up the stairs to my room.
Oh.
And it was man, looking back then, it was like, this is the future. And now you look back and you go, man, it was nothing short of a tin can with a string with another tin can attached to the other end. You know what I mean? Like, it was so primitive. My kids don't even understand what we went through. We didn't have Wi-Fi.
It's like telling kids of these days we used to listen to Walkmans and Discmans. We'd have one CD in an actual Discman.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah, that's it. And if you bumped it, it went skipped. I showed my kids probably a couple of years ago, I showed them a cassette.
Oh, wow.
And they were like, what is this? This looks like something that's on a sticker on a, you know what I mean? Because like the retro cool thing, but they never actually saw it work. And they're like, that's weird. It's wild. But here we are. Us old dudes talking about, riding dinosaurs to work and, do all that kind of thing back when we were primitive, wearing the year 2000s kids when we used to, have the tiger cloth and the club and the, cave. We go from the cave. Yeah. I'm just rambling on a Sunday night. Sorry, people.
No, I don't mind that. I ramble on whatever night it is generally, Nev, so I'm surprised people watch me ramble on. They're like, oh, God, get to some music topics or something, Sam. Fucking hell.
Oh, I'm derailing it. I know I'm derailing it. But let's talk music.
Now, there is a couple of things I just want to say. Firstly, you notice I just dropped an F-bomb. Swearing is fine. So
yeah.
This is generally more of a chat. I've almost dropped the interview title because a lot of bands have said it's not an interview, it's just two people catching up for a general chat. So we'll find out a bit about Everblack Podcast and Snake Mountain, how Nev got into music, a bit of a mixed bag, as they call it.
Yeah, that's cool, man. Hey, whatever. As long as it's a positive convo and we're having a good time, I'm down for it.
And I'm going to give you a bit of time to prepare too. One thing I love doing, Nev, is when the interview or when I stop asking the questions, the tables get turned and the band or the guest gets to ask the interviewer a question. So at the end, Nev will have that opportunity.
Okay. All right. No worries.
And I've added some Snake Mountain to the Spotify local bands and artists playlist. I think I added 4 songs. Was it Veins, Ever Living, Extinction Through Fire, and I can't think what the 4th one was. Might have been off Villainous.
Okay.
Ever Living.
Hunted?
It could have been Hunted.
Or Revenant?
I need to. Spotify. That's right. There's a lot of Snake Mountain represented.
So have we actually started?
We have actually started.
Okay, cool. Because I do the same thing. It's like that slow boil. You just do an easy thing. Some people, they go, all right, the interview started. But I do the same thing where it's like you just ease them in.
Yeah.
You boil them slowly and then bam, you hit them with the hard questions.
And then all of a sudden it's 20 minutes in, you're like, where the fuck did that time go? Which generally happens every interview, Nev. I mean, I've never had an interview where I'm like, gee, that went on forever. It's more like, fuck, it's over already.
Yeah, man. But that means people have a good time.
Yeah.
So,
and that's the main thing, If the guests are having a great time and having fun, that's the number one key to being a podcaster.
Yes, that's right, man. It's all combo. But yeah. So, if you got some questions, fire away, or where do you want to talk music? Where do you want to go? It's choose your adventure.
Well, it's probably the most obvious question, Nev, that everyone gets asked, but I never get sick of asking this very question is, how did Snake Mountain form as a band?
Okay, so this question goes back 10 years ago, and I was in another band. I was in another tech death band called Shifting the Paradigm up here. And I have 2 sides to me. I've got my sort of serious metal side, and then I've got this other silly side where it's like I love stuff like gore and a lot of stuff like that. So I needed a little bit more of a comedy outlet with my music because I love gore and I love stuff like that. And that's where Snake Mountain was born, with a friend of mine. It actually sounded a lot more like Mastodon originally than anything. And then we just formed this band. We got my best mate, my childhood best mate, who was on drums for the band for a long time. He jumped on board. And then it was a very different project to what it is now. So it sort of shifted to where it is now to become, I wouldn't say serious, but it is more of a serious band musically and thematically than what it was. That makes the sense.
Yeah.
Yes.
Nah. So the lineup, has it changed over time, or it's pretty much?
I have had so many lineup changes in this band. Danny Filth's about 3 or 4 ahead of me. Um, I, it's funny, like because a lot of people like Dan shifted to playing like the original guitarist who I started the band with. Dan he stopped playing guitar. Um, and focus on his photography and stuff like that. I still work with him quite regularly through Everblack. He's one of my shooters and reviewers. Shane no longer plays drums anymore. He quit drums and now he just travels the world, going to Japan like 6 times a year to see bands over there. Living the
Wow.
dream. Yeah, he loves it. He loves it. Loves to travel. But yeah, it's had a lot of changes over the years, and that's why that Villainous sounds the way it does, because it's a collection of those older songs from that time period. So we wanted to honor that journey of our band by recording those songs and putting them out there instead of just letting them get lost to time. You know what I mean? Where a lot of our stuff now is a lot heavier, a lot more technical. We felt we had to honor the past before moving forward, if that makes any sense.
No, that does. I can sort of understand what you're going with there. Yeah.
Yeah. But
Because
yeah,
when you think about it and what you said about Villainous, like, because a lot of these members, like Shane and obviously Dan, like, had a big play and part in Snake Mountain, and it's
yeah,
respectful to sort of acknowledge that they were a part of the band as
that's
what
right.
it is today. And I think
Absolutely.
that's really good that bands do that because I'm not going to name drop. I don't want to get into shit, but it's sort of like some bands out there that if a member's left, they don't acknowledge that they used to be part of the band. There's not many that do it, but there
Yeah.
are a few. And I think that's just a little bit disrespectful.
I get it from both sides that sometimes with friendships and working relationships, things do go south.
Mm.
It's just that's just life. And sometimes it is difficult to acknowledge that part of the journey, if you know what I mean, where we've had other guys come through, like Jamie was a big part. Dario was a big part of the band as well. Rory, like we had a lot of people come through, but it's not always straightforward with that. Like if there is a bit of hurt and stuff there, and especially if the business side went a little south, sometimes bands don't want to acknowledge that for one reason or another. And I get that. I totally understand that. But for us, we wanted to honor those people because we would not be on the journey we are now without them.
Yep.
And that was just something that was important to us.
Nah. And like here in Australia, like I can think of quite a few bands that have had multiple lineup changes and have gone on to, become some of the biggest bands in this
Mm,
country. I mean, Northlane's a perfect example.
yes.
Alpha Wolf, Ocean Sleeper from here in Gippsland, like they've had a drummer that's left and they've got a new one. They're doing pretty good. So I think, yeah, it's not necessarily a bad thing.
No, that's it. And I love that journey that we've been through. But right now, I think musically, and where it's headed, what the stuff we're working on right now is very close to my heart and what I love musically. And especially like James is an incredible guitarist and songwriter. And then you've got Jackson coming in with his riffs and ideas too, and Christian with his drums, like technical drumming, and Jared with his like monster bass and his ideas as well, and whatever the fuck I do. Um,
Sing.
yeah, I yell things, but I just feel like the chemistry within this lineup right now is pretty special. Like
Mm.
we've we click, and as friends as well, and as brothers, we're like a little family now. Yeah, I drive them crazy on a daily basis. Our chat, they're like, come on, but it's But yeah, you got to have that secret sauce, that special formula sometimes, and it just means that you've just got to take. Sometimes you drop that one ingredient, and you try something new, and that's what makes the burger sauce.
Mm.
That makes any sense.
Again,
Snake mountain burgers. But,
not that Sam would know the first thing about being in a band, but I can sort of understand that.
Yeah. Snake mountain burger coming soon.
Snake
But,
Mountain, I like that. That might
yeah.
be a new restaurant menu item. Oh,
Well,
I'll have the Snake Mountain burger.
I think I need to talk to Jared about that because Jared, our bass player, his family have got a few restaurants here on the Gold Coast.
Oh, yeah.
They got like pancakes, and they've got what else they got? Monizumas and stuff like that. So maybe I need to talk to Jared if he sees this. Snake Mountain Burger.
Snake Mountain burger.
Spicy Snake Mountain Burger with all the trimmings.
Just some people might misunderstand and think, oh shit, is there an actual live snake in the burger or something?
Yeah. You know what? It'll be, and I'll make one for you. It'll just be like 2 home brand buns with home brand lolly snakes on there, just slapped together. And that'll sum everything up. That's exactly what it is.
Lolly snakes, I like that.
Well, yeah. Lolly snakes, the cheap ones, on some home brand bread.
So no killer python lollies. It's the
no one can afford that. Not these economic times. We gotta make them cheap,
Fair enough.
Yes.
But Jared, if you watch this, maybe there's some knowledge and some understanding behind the Snake Mountain burger.
Don't listen to me when it comes to cooking things. He already knows this. He's already seen the way I've attempted, and he's just gone, get out of the way.
Oh.
So, don't. Nev Can't Cook. That's my cooking show. It's called Nev Can't Cook.
Nev Can't Cook. Okay.
Yeah. 2-minute noodles if you're lucky. I burn cereal. But anyway, enough of me derailing things again.
Maybe that's Everblack, and then in brackets, Nev Can't Cook podcast.
Maybe I should do that, but then I'll have what's that? I'm having a mental blank. What's his name? That cooks the metalhead.
Nat. What's his name?
Yeah,
I know the one you're talking about though. That's what I'm talking about, or something.
That's the one. Yeah. But it's
Sam's brain's actually working at this time of night.
Hey, you are doing really well considering me. It's a Sunday night after a big weekend. Yeah. I don't get me in the kitchen, bro.
No.
Like as I said, I burn cereal. It's not a good thing.
My staples are I just go back to like the same 4 or 5 meals, the ones I know I can cook properly without giving someone poisoning or something.
That's me, yeah.
So it's spag bowls, fried rice, jacket baked potatoes, tacos, souvlaki's, probably.
So you're way ahead of me. You're way ahead. Yeah.
But you won't see me on MasterChef, obviously.
Maybe I should try out for that. Maybe me and the boys should go and try out and just completely just derail it. Who let these guys in here?
They're a metal band from Queensland. Should they be making music and touring? What are they doing on a reality show?
Oh. Who knows?
Now, speaking of Queensland, I don't know what's in the waters up in Queensland at the moment for music, but there is a lot of great talent coming out of Queensland at the moment.
There is. Yeah, you are absolutely right. I think Queensland, we've got some really amazing bands. Things are really popping off, dude. And I think Australia in general, I speak to a lot of people, and Australia is absolutely on the map right now. And you probably do as well. There's all eyes are on what we are doing, and it's affecting the scenes overseas. There's a lot of bands like, obviously you got your Polaris and your Alpha Wolf, and you've got Parkway, and all these bands over there are all adapting that stuff into to what they're doing. But that's been going back to like AC/DC. I mean, something about Australia and especially hard rock and metal. Don't know what it is down here in the water, but people seem to really gravitate towards us, which is cool, which is really, really cool.
Because I think it's no longer that there's an obvious 3 or 4 bands here in Australia that everyone would listen to overseas. Because I actually had a conversation with Dane from OCD last week, and he was
Yeah.
saying they were in the US, and someone had actually mentioned Alpha Wolf that they listened to in the States. Like, because most people, when you ask someone from the States, it's Parkway, it's AC/DC.
Yeah.
And he just was taken aback, like, shit, Alpha Wolf. Like, because we know, obviously, how huge Alpha Wolf are both here in Australia and overseas now.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's wild, man. And it's exciting to really see what effect that's going to have in the next 5 years. Musically, you know what I mean? Because AC/DC, when they dropped, and you see what effect that had even to now on bands over there. Every second band you talk to will always say AC/DC is a an influence. It's like even the Hives, man, like from Sweden, you know what I mean? Like they're like AC/DC. Like it's crazy to think that all the way down here on the arse end of the world, where everything is upside down, that we've sent this out into the world. Well, not, you know what I mean? Like our country, not us, but it's crazy. So that effect, I think it's happening again now. It seems to come in waves, and it's going to be really interesting to see in about 5 years' time what is happening globally, and everyone's going to be starting to talk like we do, which is not necessarily a good thing. With our accents, a bluey. That's a bluey thing, I think. All the kids are going to go, mate. Go there, up to Queensland, bluey. So we're taking over the world, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, and like I got asked this on the way home. I was talking to someone at a gig last night, and they just were saying, "Oh, so who's your favourite band from Australia at the moment?" Just put me on the spot. I'm like, honestly, I have no idea who my favourite band is because there's just that many.
Yes, absolutely. It's hard to pull that out. I mean, look, you always go back to your favourites. Like if someone said to you, "Oh, what's your top 3 or 4?" you could probably go, "Oh, there is a few," and you just rattle off some. But having that number one top one is so much harder.
Oh, it is. And look, I actually don't know. And I just said, look, it changes from day to day. 1 minute it's Alpha Wolf, one day it's Speed, next day it's Parkway. It's just.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's too much. We got too much stuff to go through musically, which is good. It's a good problem to have, I think, for us down here.
And it's like very important for people out there to support the Aussie scene because, I mean, I've heard over the last few years people are saying, "Oh, where's all this new Aussie music?" And like, where isn't it? It's all over Spotify. Like, I've ratted out Spotify that many times, but Spotify has that much music on it that you can find at your fingertips.
Yeah, it is pretty crazy.
Like,
yeah, it's endless. There's always something. I mean, for me, like I will always go if someone says, "Oh, what Australian bands?" For me, I love the Mentor, who I'm wearing the shirt right now. Werewolves, I really love those guys. And the extreme sort of stuff. I love that kind of stuff. But there's just too many bands out there, And look, I know we adapted. She had. I know they're technically a New Zealand band, but they were here for like 20 odd years, so we're technically Australian. So they're a big deal.
Oh, love the She Had Pacifier, whatever name we're gonna give them.
Whatever era. But yeah, I love those guys. They all live here, so
Yeah,
they're technically Australian. So let's just say that they're Australian. Man. I know that's going to make some New Zealanders really unhappy.
yeah.
Don't ask me. But yeah. But what about you, man? If look, you were obviously put on the spot for your number one, but you said speed and stuff like that. But I mean, going back, like what would be your top three bands? Is that hard to really pinpoint?
Yeah, because anyone that watches this will be like, you left us out.
Oh no, but you're entitled to have your
Yeah.
tops.
I,
That's
th- I
unbeatable.
think over the last 5 years, it's going to sound interesting, but funnily enough, two of them feature female vocalists.
Okay.
One of them actually features two females in the band. Future Static's definitely one. I
Yeah.
love Future.
Great band.
Red Hawk was the other female fronted band. And the other band I love, and I only discovered through another band that this person is Body Prison. Because Frankie from Body Prison is also
Yeah.
in Vault Hill, who I discovered before. And then Adrian from Vault Hill's like, oh, Frankie's other band, check him out. I'm like, how had I not heard of Body Prison?
Yeah. Solid bands, man. All of them solid bands. And that's something also talking about the female fronted stuff. Not necessarily, I mean, bands with female members and stuff. I think a lot of them really give the dudes a run for their money. I've seen some ladies go up there and just absolutely tear it up, dude. Like there's some incredible bands out here that I think it's important. I know some people get a little funny about it, like the female fronted label, but as a father of girls, I think it's important to have that and that inspiration and influence for the next generation because girls also kick ass at heavy music as well.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Like some of the best front people I've ever seen were women. Like absolutely mop the floor with some dudes. Yeah, they crush it. They crush it.
And like mentioned, two of them there, obviously Future and Red Hawk, but there's the Last Martyr, there's Vilify, Beautiful Monument,
Yeah,
Volatile Ways. Yeah, like I could list 10 easily in Victoria alone, but
yeah, yeah. Sleep. Oh, what's that band? Oh, I'm having a mental blank. They just signed a Nuclear Blast.
oh yeah, Terminal Sleep.
Terminal Sleep. There
Yeah.
we go. I knew it was a T, but they were incredible. I saw them. Who did I see them with? I think they were up here with Alpha Wolf when they played the Coast, and they opened the show. And man, they were intense. They crushed it, and I was like, "Yeah, this is cool." And now they're signed just signed a Nuclear Blast, and they're just picking up real big. So
And they're playing Froth and Fury as well, which is a pretty big deal.
good call. Actually, they are. Yeah. Really good call.
That was
Really
actually a
good call.
really good lineup, actually.
Oh, man, it's so good. I'm thinking about flying over to it. I'm thinking about doing it because like my best mates were all like, "Hey, do you want to go on a boys' weekend to?" I'd probably be working it, I'd probably be doing the Everblack thing. But man, I'm thinking about doing it. Like,
Mm,
man, you got Nail Bomb, you got Arch Spire, Aborted, um,
Soulfly.
Soulfly, Polaris, like, and there's, oh man, it's just wild. It's a wild lineup.
And a good Australian contingent is again, like it always has had a good Australian
Mm.
representative, but this year I just look at it, you think Polaris in Arts Wake, Terminal Sleep, Zuko, Ocean Sleeper,
Yes.
that's or Frenzel Rom as well.
Oh,
That's yeah.
Frenzel Rom are like the staple. I don't care how many times I still think that they need to be on like a $5 note or, like, you know what I mean? Like honor that band because they are one of the hardest working bands.
Yeah.
They'll play anywhere and everywhere. I've seen Frenzel probably more times than most bands and they're always great. and they always have something to say. I think Frenzal Rhomb are one of the most important bands in this country, and I can't believe like we're playing Blackened with them soon
Yep.
in September, and that was one band that we all went Frenzal Rhomb, So because look, man, there's no way any other way that we would share a bill with Frenzal Rhomb. So for us and for me, like that's super cool. I'm so fucking stoked to be playing a show with Frenzal Rhomb. I don't even know it will be the same day or will be even the same stage. I don't even care, man. I'm just stoked that I'll be in the same area as those guys.
And I was talking to someone, and I think it's coming up to 30 years since Punch in the Face was released, one of their first singles. I'm like, Punch in the Face can't be 30 years old already.
Oh yeah. Do you know where I first heard that song? It was in a movie theater.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, man. It was a Telstra ad.
Ah.
But like, I believe it was a Telstra ad. I was at the movies and obviously didn't have Shazam or anything like that, So it was like, all I remember was like some kid running to like a phone booth or something like that, and they had Punch in the Face as like the song in the background. And then I was like, oh, I don't know what this. And then they came up on Recovery, if you remember Recovery.
Oh, gee, that's
showing. And I was
my
like,
age,
that's the band. I said to my best mate, I said to Shane, shout out to Shane, I said, that's the band. Like, that's that band that we saw at the movies.
In the Telstra ad.
I think it was a Telstra ad. Don't look, someone's going to quote me. I think I need to check this out, but I know 100% that's where I heard that song first before I saw it.
And then, of course, the Doctor went on to a pretty popular radio station named Triple J, and Jane the Doctor was born.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So what radio station was that? I've never heard of it before. Yeah, Triple J. Yeah, I know. I used to listen to that show too. It was good.
And also, little Sam, stay away from yesterday's Hottest 100 of Australian songs. Our friends of Rom weren't in there, but anyway.
What?
No, never had so much fun. No punch in the face. Nothing.
That's I'm writing to the Prime Minister. I'm going to write Albo an email, or I'm going to send him a mail and just say, mate, you need to do something about this. This is a travesty. This is not right. Because Albo loves his Aussie music. Like, he was a punter before he was a poly. You know what I mean? Like, before he was like a politician, he'd be like into music. You can talk to him about like rad Australian bands. That's why I think he's a little bit relatable like that. I know some people don't like him, but I like the musical side. And I think if you went up to him and said, mate, there was no Frenzal, he'd be like, mate, I'm calling the cabinet right now. We're having a meeting, pulling everyone together, and be like, mate, what are you doing? What are you doing? How dare you not include Frenzal?
And then you include songs like, this is no offense to INXS and Daryl Braithwaite, but I'm sorry, but Never Tear Us Apart. If I hear that song one more time, I'll tear the CD apart, literally. How that got number one is a joke. I mean, and Horses isn't even Daryl Braithwaite's song, firstly.
Very good. Hey, man, that's a really good pull. That's a really good little thing that people don't know about. Good little bit of trivia there. That's not his song.
No.
And there's a whole thing about it, but he's still forced to play it all these years. A friend of mine is friends with Daryl, and says he's a really good dude. Hey, come on the show, Daryl. I'll have a chat. But yeah, it's not his song, but it's like the most famous thing he's done.
Yeah.
Every single gig. So.
And I guess it's not an Aussie playlist. There's 3 staples on the Aussie playlist, and I think K-San, Horses, and You're the Voice are probably the 3.
Yeah, that's right. And 2 of those I can't do. See, that's one thing about me is I don't like Farnsey and I don't like Barnsey, especially Barnsey. Cold Chisel and Barnsey for me is like nails on a chalkboard. I can't do it. And there's a long story for another time behind that. night that involves a 10-year-old Nev at SeaWorld and
Oh.
being fobbed off by Jimmy Barnes.
Wow.
Yeah, man. I walked past him. I was there the same day, and he was there with the tin lids, his kids.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Hey, Jimmy, how you going?" And he's like, "Ugh." And I was like,
Really?
"From this day forward, and Jimmy Barnes is So I don't like Jimmy Barnes. It's personal. Yeah, maybe I need to let go, but it's terrible.
Oh, well, those are the ones you remember with celebrity meetings, is the ones that do fob you off. Because at the end of the day, they're no different to anyone else.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. He could, man. I could have gotten a high five or a "How you going?" I don't know.
Yeah.
That's a real bad Scottish? I don't know, but you know what I mean. Like, I need to slip into the haggis McHaggis from Ren and Stimpy to do it properly, you know. But yeah. He could have just taken that 2 seconds to mean like, "Hey, you going?"
Yeah.
I
Or
don't
a
know what that
handshake
was.
or something.
Yeah, and that was it. I don't know. Might have been having a bad day.
Yeah.
Kids driving him crazy. There's dolphins flapping him out, and
Or
he
he's
had
come.
media there.
Oh,
There were people,
okay.
there were people following him around with cameras
Oh,
and
so he's,
stuff.
yeah. Still, no
Yeah.
excuse.
2 seconds, Bonzi.
Yeah.
You could have given me 2 seconds, and I would have been, Anyway, fucking Bonzi. But yeah,
Fair enough.
yeah.
All right. How did you come up with the band name Snake Mountain?
Well, I am an old man, and some of the things to me that I hold near and dear is all the things that you could probably see behind me from my childhood. Like, I've got the actual Snake Mountain Skeletors, Snake Mountain playset up there.
Oh, yep.
So all the pop culture references and stuff, because that's all our songs are about, that stuff. I don't sing about feelings and stuff. I've been there, done that. So I try and honor my childhood and those characters through music. So yeah, dudes like that for me, like uh old Boneface here,
Ah.
are very important to me. And and the stories and things behind them, I just still hold up to me. And that's where I was like, yeah, Snake Mountain, it's a cool name. So let's, it sounds like a cool metal. So let's use that. And that's where it's been for the last decade.
No, I like it. And it's in a different name to a lot of bands. Like, it doesn't have "the" in the title, like so many bands worldwide and a few in Australia. That,
Yeah.
don't get me wrong, there's a lot of bands with "the" in the title that are good. But
Maybe I should change it now to the Snake Mountain. It
yeah.
depends if, no, we're gonna do that. But no, you're all right. And look, we have recently found that look, it's impossible to find an original band name these days. It's just you can't do it. There is a couple of other Snake Mountains around the world. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do like a Highlander and go out there and find them, and battle them for the name. Like, you've seen Highlander.
Yeah, I've
There can
definitely.
be only one. But where James is the one that lifts the weights. I just food and beer, drink beer. So I don't know how well I'd go with that. But yeah, it is, Snake Mountain, Australia. So Snake Mountain Band
Yep.
is our thing. We swiped that before you guys did. So don't even try. So.
Uh, and I've been a Snake Mountain fan for quite a while. I don't even know how I actually discovered you guys. This is one story where I'm like, I generally say how I came across the band. I think it might have just been piss fun around on Spotify or Bandcamp or something,
Yeah.
and then I think it was just after Veins was released, and I see this new release called Veins by Snake Mountain. I'm like,
Yeah.
and then I realised you were from Queensland. I'm like, all right, Queensland's producing some of the best music in Australia. Let's check this out. And, well, the rest is history.
Oh, that's cool, man. I'm stoked that you actually found us through that song because I love that song. Um, that was the turning point for us. That song. So, and it's about Batman, believe it or not. So,
Yeah.
so yeah. People are like, what's that song about? And it's like, yeah, it's about Batman. It's about the violent side of Batman. Um, so yeah, I'm stoked, man. Thank you for saying that. Yeah.
Mm. And like, because I give a lot of people say, "Oh, I can't sit down and listen to a band's song or a band's EP right the way through," and they're like, "How do you do it?" I'm just like, "Well, in preparation for a lot of these interviews, even though I listen to Snake Mountain on repeat throughout the year anyway, I just always go back to bands or songs that I've listened to or played on the podcast when it was audio back in the day and just like, oh, holy shit, how good is this music? And just on rotation because I find it easier. And because I don't drive, trips to Melbourne, half the time I'm listening to music.
Mm. And mate, that means a lot that it's on the playlist. If it's on your playlist and you know you like that one, because I like that one too. I like playing it live. That's probably my favorite to play live. So yeah, still, I never get sick playing that song.
Nah. I think it made the end of your countdown. It was released too, Veins. I couldn't tell you the number it came in my countdown, but it definitely made it. And actually, Snake Mountain are on a bit of a streak. They could be in for 4 countdowns in a row that I've done. Well, they will
Ah,
be because there's an interview countdown of bands I've interviewed. So Snake
yeah.
Mountain will certainly feature in that.
Ah, awesome.
And the best songs of 2020 so far, I reckon there's going to be a bit of Snake Mountain in there somewhere.
Ah, thanks, mate.
So,
Thanks. That's cool. Hopefully we're gonna have something new in the near future at some stage, so you can add that too.
mm.
Hope you like it.
But you've heard it from me and Nev. If you haven't checked out Snake Mountain, go check them out.
Please do, please do, and buy some merch because you know we need bus money and fuel money because 20-hour trips cost us lots of money. But we love it. We love
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
No, and it's very important to love what you do because it's very important in life in general. If you don't love what you do, you've got to
Well,
reevaluate.
that's right, man. That's exactly right. And it's funny, like I still love playing, and I still love doing the interviews, and I still love doing all this stuff. Like I don't know, man. Like you know what it's like. You put a lot into it, and sometimes it becomes a bit like, oh, okay, like But then you need to remind yourself how lucky you are to have the opportunities to be able to playing shows and like to be well, not so much the band, but like the interview stuff, like the podcast stuff is a lot of work, as you know,
Mm,
man. Like it's a lot of work and a lot of hours that people don't see. But man, like I feel very lucky to be doing it still and playing and doing that as well, because without that creative side, I would probably go crazy.
mm.
As you probably feel the same way, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, during that horrible period of the early 2020s, like not being able to attend live music, that it just felt so weird because most weeks, as people would know, I'm at least 1 gig a week, sometimes
Mm.
multiple, depending on my schedule. And for that period, it was just so weird because I couldn't go and see bands.
Yeah. No, that it was weird, wasn't it? I know it
Mm.
was weird. I spent a lot of time working or at home and not playing show. Oh, we did play, actually, we played a couple of shows, but they were towards the end where everyone was sitting down.
Oh, yep.
And it was weird. There was no energy. There was like you couldn't do anything. You
Yeah.
know, it was wild.
It's
I'm so
really
glad.
weird being at a gig where, like, obviously you go to gigs and there are people that actually are sitting down and don't mosh and that. I do generally
Yes,
realise
that's a difference. Yeah.
that. But
Yeah.
it was just weird when you went to the gigs and you weren't allowed to mosh, that you had to sit on a stool or on a chair and watch the band. That just felt so weird on so many levels.
Yeah, it was. It was, and if you went to move or do anything, they were like, "Oi, mate, you can't move. You need to sit down and stay seated." I'm so glad that's done.
Mm.
I mean, look, knock on, knock on wood, but I am glad, where and things seem to be really ramping up, especially with tours and shows, and it's really unbelievable. The flood, and it's hard to like. You're probably seeing it as well. Not just the local stuff, the international stuff is insane. I
Mm.
don't think, as long as I've been on this earth, I've never seen this much of an influx of bands from overseas coming here. And it's hard to keep up. Like I
Yeah.
look at my schedule and my calendar and I'm like, I can't do it all. I wish I could. But is there anyone that, that's coming out that you're excited to see?
I, I think I don't know if there's even tickets left for the show, but I was really keen to see Stray from the Path's final tour of Australia and
Oh, yeah,
final
man.
shows, because I saw Stray from the Path at the last Unify before COVID, and they absolutely killed it. And I'm a massive Stray from the Path fan, and because the first song, most people are going to say "Goodnight Alt Rod" is the one that everyone knows straight away, but it was actually First World Problem Child, because at the time didn't actually know it was Sam from Architects on vocals, doing the feature artist in that song. I'm like, this sounds really sick. And then found out it was Sam Carter from Architects. I'm like, this is even fucking better now.
Man, that's going to be a good one. A lot of people are talking about that one too.
Mm.
Like, yeah, man, there's just heaps. There's just so much coming. It's like I think it's into well, I saw the Hives the other night in Brisbane, and that was unreal, man. Like I love that band. Like I've loved that band for many, many years, and I still think they're one of the greatest live bands you'll ever see. They're just fun Swedish, crazy dudes. But as for metal, there is heaps of stuff. Cryptopsy at the end of the year, I'm pretty excited to see. I've never seen Cryptopsy. In a couple of weeks, Amigo the Devil's going to be here. I love Amigo. Danny's a really good dude. He's just been through one of the most horrible things anyone could go through personally. Because I don't know if you know Amigo the Devil at all.
I've heard the name.
He's awesome, man. Check out Amigo. His house, like it was only like a few weeks ago, man. His house burnt down.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah,
That's.
yeah, in the States. He was out, he came back and his whole like everything, man. This dude had like handwritten lyrics, collectibles, guitars, his like studio was there, everything. And yeah, him and his wife lost everything. And I'm surprised that he's still out and touring and stuff like that after like that. So that's what I'm excited to see and throw a few dollars behind him, buy some merch or something like that. But he's
Mm.
incredible live, dude. If you ever get a chance to see Amigo live, whether that sort of dark folky sort of stuff is your thing, he will impress you, man. Like he will have you laughing 1 minute with all his banter and crying like like bawling your ass off
Yeah.
the next. Like it's a whole experience. So they're my two, I think, that
Yeah.
I'm pretty damn excited about.
No, there's a lot of shows to get excited about till the end of the year and into next year, even.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah, yeah. Oh, and I'm gonna say, like, well, as for Snake Mountain stuff, I know I'm talking about Snake Mountain stuff because we're doing a bunch of shows in August and September. We're playing with a band from India, from Mumbai, called Gut Slit. Have you heard those guys?
I haven't heard them, but I have seen the thing about their touring around Australia in, August, September.
Man, they are awesome. Bunch of really good dudes. Their track, it's from that. Check out the album Carnal. There's a track called Matriarch. It's one of the best heavy tracks I've ever heard in my life, and I can't wait to see them live. And it's the night before Necrosonic Festival up here.
Oh, gee.
So we're going to be playing the show, and then I'm going to like go and do the whole day at Necro. So I'm going to need like a week of recovery from it. But that's another good one as well, actually. Talking about festivals, we was talking about Froth and Fury before. Necrosonic Festival up here is really, really cool, man. If you ever get a chance to come up and check that out, that's pretty special, that one. That's a good time.
Mm. No, I have seen the lineup for Necro Sonic, and I'm like, whew, why did Queensland get all the best festivals?
Yeah, it's crazy, man. Like, it is crazy. And shout out to Kent. He's got this whole thing where he'll dig up bands that are no longer playing,
Yeah.
like broken up or something like that. And for some, he's pretty respected up here in the scene up here, and he's just managed to make it happen. Like Days End, do you remember Days End? Incredible Aussie band, like rad band that I used to love seeing live, and he's gotten them back from the dead to do some shows. It's crazy. Check him out. Check out Days End, man. Yeah, it's gonna be wild times.
Wild times. That too, playing a gig and then the festival the next day, you're going to be.
Well, it's funny because that's gonna be 3 full-on days for me, because the day before that I've got to work 2 hours inland, stay in Toowoomba, drive straight from doing this big job to the venue, play the show, go home, go back, and then I don't know, like, and then it's dad duty all day Sunday. It's gonna be wild, man. I don't know how. Like, I'm old. I'm in my 40s, man. I'm a grandfather right now, so it's like, I don't know. We'll see. We'll check back in. You'll be like, "How are you, Nev?" And I'll just be like, it's like that meme, and it's like the skeleton sitting in a chair. Like, that'll be me. Yeah, trying to recover.
Yeah. Once you get older, it's a lot harder to. Yeah.
Oh, dude, it is. It is. It's difficult. Yeah. Just, how old are you now? You're 39, right?
I'll be 40 in January, so yeah,
Just keep
39.
pushing it out, bro. Don't even think about it. Just stay 39 as long as you can, bro. Because as soon as you cross that line, it all changes.
Yeah, all. Yeah, so for all the young ones saying, "Oh, I'm getting too old for this," at 22, it's like, yep, wait till you turn 39 or 40, and
It's funny because Lethal Weapon, there's the classic Danny Glover line, "I'm getting too old for this shit."
yeah.
I am now older than Danny Glover when Danny Glover said that line in Lethal Weapon. So it's like, yeah, well, he's like 80 now. But you put that in perspective. You're like, I'm older than them now.
Yeah.
2 days to retirement.
Always get Danny and Donald Glover mixed up, but then I keep remembering Donald Glover is Childish Gambino. Danny Glover is in Lethal Weapon.
yeah. Don't think Donald Glover was not in Predator 2, ladies and gentlemen.
No. It's just dancing around saying "This is America" and Redbone and all these other songs.
I think that there's a crossover there. Maybe there's a crossover. Lethal Weapon, Donald Glover crossover. Big confusion.
I think Donald Glover played Simba in the live action, or did the voice for Simba in the live action Lion King film, I reckon.
He did. That is correct.
Didn't sound like Donald Glover.
No. It didn't sound like Danny Glover. It would have been, maybe someone needs to cross that over now, where he's like, "I'm getting too old for this shit." It's like little Simba, can't wait to be king, and he's like, "I'm getting too old for this shit." I don't know. Anyway.
Okay. What first made you decide you wanted to be in a band and make music?
I have thought about that, and for me, I've always had a bit of a performer in me. I've always I like the creative side of it. But for me, there's the moment that really hit home was Big Day Out 1997. And I was standing in the field watching Fear Factory.
Ooh.
And I turned to my best mate, Shane, who was the original drummer of Snake Mountain. And I said to him, I want to do that. That's what we need to do with that. And he's like, yeah. And that's pretty much where it really started. And that's where that journey started. It was Fear Factory. But for me, movies were the real seed of that, because I remember being obsessed with Arnold and Arnold movies when I was a kid, and watching Terminator 2, which was Guns N' Roses' You Could Be Mine. And that was like the beginning of it. And then obviously the Mortal Kombat soundtrack, because I was that kid. And that had Fear Factory, Zero Signal on it. And then I saw them live, and it was it. I was in. I was hooked. So that's where it sort of really begun, was the pop culture side, the movies and the action figures and all that stuff, and the metal. And that's pretty much me. That's me in a complete nutshell. Is I am the nerdy metal dude. So.
Oh, Terminator 2 brings back memories. I'd say easily in the top 3 best sequels of all time. Maybe the
Absolutely.
greatest sequel of all time, even.
I know people like my mate Jake Weber. He would absolutely agree with that as well. One person that doesn't agree with that is Burton C. Bell. I remember interviewing him years ago and asking him about Terminator 2. He's like, man, fuck Terminator 2. Like babysitter. And it's like, he had a point. He did have a point. But he's like, nah. He's like, nah, fuck Terminator 2. And I was like, what? Yeah, that surprised me.
I can see his point though, like, because Arnie being a goodie, because he was a baddie in the first one. Spoiler alert if no one's seen the first
If you haven't
Terminator.
seen Terminator by now, you've got a bit of catching up to do.
Yeah, so I think, just Arnie, the roles being reversed where he's the good guy in the second one, I think, I almost felt like Arnold Schwarzenegger's better at the bad guy than the good guy.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. But yeah, all that stuff, man. We came from that generation where movies and music kind of ran hand in hand with the soundtracks and stuff. Like some of those 90s soundtracks with those movies. Like, man, like here's one for you. I don't know if you've ever seen this. This is one of my favorite things. I was actually on another podcast talking horror stuff.
Oh, love.
Have you seen this movie?
I don't actually think
Night?
I've heard of it. I don't think I've actually ever seen it, Nev.
Dude, one of the best movies. One of my favorite things. This is my VHS signed by Billy Zane, who's in the movie.
Oh,
there he is.
Wow.
But the soundtrack of this movie is fucking unreal, dude. If you can find it, it's got like Megadeth and Ministry, Machine Head, Filter. That's how I got onto Filter, who are my second favorite band of all time. Like, I discovered them from the opening scene of that movie. I was like, I need to know what this is. And I waited, because you didn't have Shazam or anything back then. You had to wait right until the end of the movie and fast forward through the credits. And then I wrote it down. I remember going to the record store and being like, I need to find this band.
Yep.
And they looked it up in their computer, and then I had to order in Short Bus. So that's, kids these days have got it easier when it comes to Spotify and stuff like that. But there was something kind of cool from that era where you'd watch a movie or something like that, and you'd hear it. You'd hear a song and you go, what the fuck is that? What is that? There's something that resonated with me there. And that movie is absolutely full of them. So that's my tip. Ladies and gentlemen, if you can track down Tales from the Crypt Demon Knight with Billy Zane and Jada Pinkett Smith before, you know, the slap thing, before the Will Smith thing, great movie, great
Oh,
movie.
I love my horror movies, so I'm surprised I haven't actually seen Tales from the Crypt Demon Knight.
Dude, it's so rare. Like people don't know about it.
Nah.
Even to this day, it was kind of like it wasn't. It kind of bombed, but it's become this like underground sort of cult movie where it's wild, man. Billy Zane in that movie is so cool. Like really, really cool in that movie. I'm not even gonna spoil. Not gonna spoil it. Just watch it. If you can just find it any way you can find it, and I want you to report back and let me know what you think of that movie, because I'll guarantee you'll be like, you were right, Nev. You were right. Soundtrack's so good, dude. Yeah.
Well, when you said Megadeth, Machine Head, Filter, and Ministry, you got me sold there.
Yeah, man. Yeah, yeah. And there's some of the songs on there like B-sides now, like that you don't, because that was the cool thing. Like back then, you couldn't just type into Spotify and be like, "What's this song?" If you wanted a song by say Megadeth, the one that's on there, it's called Diadems. It's one of the best Megadeth songs, but the only way you could get it was on that until they re-released it on like a compilation. So if you wanted those, those extra songs, you had to go find them. You had to find those soundtracks.
No. But you're right about the 90s soundtracks. Another great 90s soundtrack for me, The Crow, obviously had some killer tunes on it.
Yes.
The Matrix as well.
Yes, as well. Yeah, yeah. See? Just right at that time, man. It was
Scream 3, I think it was 2000 that was released, but still.
Yeah, man.
System of a Down, Slipknot, Stained, Incubus, that's my childhood, literally.
Yeah, man. Me too. Me too. And like, I didn't like it though when they started to get lazy with the soundtracks and they just re-release one of their they wouldn't have like a B-side or something like that. They just have like a Slipknot song that was a remix or something like that, and all they did was add a beep or a whistle or they turned one little drum up in one and they said, oh, it's like a totally new song. I always felt cheated by that. I was like, nah, if I buy a soundtrack, I want like a fresh song. I want a new song by the band that I like and not a rehash.
So yeah, that's why I love the Freddy vs. Jason soundtrack, because Slipknot did Snap, and Snap's not on any of their albums.
That's a good callback, bro. That's a really good one. Yeah, that's a mad song.
I love Snap. It's Like, I know they did, obviously, My Plague for Resident Evil and Wait and Bleed for Scream 3, but their songs, like, they're probably two of Slipknot's biggest, most popular songs that everyone will know, obviously.
That's right. That's right. And okay, another one is the Crow 2 soundtrack, City of Angels. If you've ever heard that one?
I don't think I checked the sequel.
I got a little soft spot for it, but that soundtrack was how I heard Deftones and Korn.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, there's a Korn song on there called, I heard it before anything else, a song called Sean Olsen, and it's unreal. It's real sludgy and low and really dark and heavy, which it's a bit different from everything else they've done.
Yep.
But it's awesome. It's really cool. And there's what's a Deftones song on there too? The Deftones song on that soundtrack is probably one of their best songs as well. So it was right at that time.
Deftones have done quite a few songs for movie soundtracks, actually, I've noticed. Because they did, what was it for Matrix? Was that My Own Summer, I think? Or was it Be Quiet and Drive? It was one of the songs off Around the Fur.
Yeah. I can't remember.
Obviously they did Change for Queen of the Damned as well.
Yep. That's it. That's right. But I always felt cheated when bands did that. Always wanted something new and something different. And that's another reason why I love Filter, the band Filter, is because Richard Patrick would always be like, he'd drop a song for a soundtrack that wasn't on other stuff. Like the Spawn soundtrack had Triple Like I Do,
Oh, with
um,
Crystal Method.
Crystal
Yep.
Method. The X-Files soundtrack, Fight the Future, has his cover of One, which is like one of my favorite songs ever, like his version.
Yep.
Yeah, heaps of stuff like that, and same with Smashing Pumpkins. Like Smashing Pumpkins did End is the Beginning is the End for Batman and Robin.
Yep.
Shitty movie, but that song slaps. That
Yes.
song is fucking awesome. And same with the Our Last Enemy cover of it as well, if you've heard that.
Mm. Yeah, Batman and Robin was definitely a flop, but the soundtrack was actually better than the movie, which doesn't
It
happen
was,
very
yeah,
often.
no, very often. No, it's true. It's true. It's true.
All right, fuck, have we been talking that long already? It
Yeah,
doesn't
man.
feel
Well,
like...
I told you I was gonna derail this thing, not on purpose. I just,
What has the response been like for Villainous Reverence?
it was good, man. Like, yeah, it was actually surprisingly really good. But I think it was also a bit confusing for people because we kind of did it backwards. You know what I mean? Like we released Veins and stuff, and then we dropped that, and then we dropped Revenant. So it's kind of sandwiched between. It was like a step forward, step back in time, and then another step forward. So people think that was the new stuff. But the response has been really cool. I mean, there's some songs on there that we don't play live anymore, unfortunately, because we just can't fit it in. But people really seem to like it, and that makes me happy.
I think the most important thing is if one person listens to it and likes it, that means as much as 1,000 people liking
That's
it.
right. Yeah, 100%, man. I'm just happy that people sort of liked it, and when people say, "Oh, that was a cool song," or they like this, or they'll say, "Oh, how come you don't play this anymore?" And you know, I tried. I
Yeah.
tried sneaking in one of the other ones off it back in, but the new stuff that's coming and we're working on now is just pushing us forward. So I don't think we might, if we get a longer set somewhere along the time, we might be able to squeeze one in. But yeah, not the new stuff. But it's a snapshot in time for me of the members that were part of it and the journey. So that it's a special one. So when people grab it and say things nice about it, it means a lot to me.
It's very important too for people to say that to the bands because at first I was sort of like, what does a message actually mean to a band if you message them and say how much you enjoy their music? It honestly means more to the band than what a lot of people outside of the scene actually realise.
Yeah, 100%. And when you do get those messages, it's kind of strange. I don't know how to explain it. It's like, what can you say? Is like, thank you, thanks for listening, and we appreciate that you've reached out to say that. But it's kind of weird because it's like you're in this when you're in the band, you're in this little bubble, like you're just in this little creative bubble, and then when people poke their head in and go, "Hey, good job," it's like, "Oh, is it like is I thank you, thanks." It's one of those things. So.
No. And I always get a good feeling out of sending bands a message when I've listened to their new song, or
Hmm.
sometimes I don't even send a message. I just go up to them at the show. Like if the show's only a couple of days after the new release, I just wait till the actual gig.
And you know what? But it is appreciated when
Mm.
people do come up and say that they enjoy something because it's better than someone coming up and going like, "Oh man, I heard your new song." You go, "Oh yeah, okay. What'd you think?" They go, "Oh, was shit." You go, you go, "Oh, uh, thanks,"
Yeah.
but but luckily no one said that yet.
No.
But
You got to back it up too. Like if you're gonna say it's shit, you've got to have some reason
yeah.
for it.
Although, look, we played a show a few weeks back, and I had someone come up to me that and saw it as a testament. Like his brother saw it as a testament. And we had really great feedback from our set at Testament. We had quite a few people say how they enjoyed it, and we sold heaps of merch. It was a really, really cool night. But this one guy comes up to me, he goes, "Man, my brother saw you there. And I've seen you before. I come to see you, and I like seeing you live." And I go, "Oh yeah, that's cool." He goes, "Yeah, you thought you weren't, you thought you were shit because you weren't thrash."
Oh,
He goes, "Yeah, like, you know, if you're playing a thrash gig, you got to be straight up thrash and bullet belts and stuff." So he didn't like us because we weren't straight down the line thrash.
thrash.
So, but I like that. I was like, "Hey, I appreciate his honesty. Like
Yeah.
that's cool. Like if you didn't dig it, that's cool. Other people seem to like it. That's no worries. But can we put that on a t-shirt?" That's yeah. I do want to. I kind of wanted to put it on a t-shirt. Snake Mail on the front said, "Saw you a testament, thought you were shit because you weren't thrash." I think that's a kind of a cool t-shirt. Yeah.
Cool design, cool
Yeah.
words play.
Yeah, I think so. I don't know. So here we go.
Well, actually, that's sort of in line with the next question, feedback reviews, because the next question is the best review or feedback Snake Mountain has received.
See, that's interesting. I don't know. Did have to think about that. I was like, I don't know. Tommy from Sense Media gave us a really good review. He's given us a good review. Heavy Mag have given us like said nice things about us. Rashid from Senses has said some nice things about us too. Which is it's cool, you know. Like I don't know. I don't really keep tabs of the best reviews and stuff like that. I guess it's human nature that you always gravitate to. You'll always remember the negative stuff in general. I think that's just people. You know, you can have 100 people go, "Man, good job," and that one person that goes, "That was shit." You'll always remember that in the back of your mind, whether you take it on board, take it personally, or you just laugh it off, like we did with the one the other week. Yeah, I don't know, but we just appreciate it. That's all I got to say is like, if anyone enjoys what we do and sees us live or anything, or buys a shirt or comes up and says to anything to us afterwards, or, you know, buys us a beer or, you know, whatever, like we just appreciate it and we appreciate the interaction with people. So,
No. And that's very important, like that, yeah, you enjoy catching up with people that come to your show. Some you might have seen before, and some you might be newcomers to Snake Mountain that only stumbled across you 2 weeks before the show, maybe.
yeah, well, that's it. Like there's one person I'll say up here. One of she comes to a lot of our shows. Her and her family. Her name's Kim, and she is one of the best humans that we know. And they just stumbled across. They were seeing another band. Well, I think we were playing with Witch Grinder up here, and they would just happen to be there. And she's come to heaps of shows. Her and her son and stuff like just wonderful, wonderful people. And I I get a really good feeling when I see them show up at shows, and you know they're like, "Hey, how you going?" Like I don't I'll never ever ever use the F word. I don't like it when bands call people that come and see them, especially on local level, fan. I don't like that at all. It doesn't resonate with me. I like seeing these people as our friends. And you know, friends can be supportive and things like that. So, you know, to all those people that have, like Kim, we love you. We love seeing you guys. We love seeing all of you at the shows, and we appreciate your support, because it does mean a lot to us. So, yeah, that's the way I see it. I see these people. You come see us, you're our friends.
Mm. And the thing we got to remember also is a lot of these people could have been anywhere else on the night, but they chose to come to see you perform. I mean, that's special in itself.
Absolutely. Yeah, man. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. That they could be anywhere. They could be kicking back at home, but they've gotten ready. They've gotten in the car, or they've gotten on a bus, or they've gotten somewhere, and they've made the effort to come out and see your show. They've bought some merch, or they've brought people with them. Like that's a mad effort, man. Like that is
Mm,
a really mad effort, especially these days and age. Days and age. There's days and age. This day and age where people can just sit at home and watch Netflix.
yeah.
So for me, that's why I do not like the word fan. So, look, it's okay for me the way I see it. It's okay for someone else to like myself. I am a fan of werewolves or
Yep.
Mentor or someone like that. But when bands start going, oh, our ferns, I don't like that. It's these people get out of their comfort zone or their houses and they go and support you. They are your friends, no matter where they are.
I've got to be honest, Nev, I do use big fan of on a lot of my posts, and I'm starting to think, shit, I've got to think of a better word when I'm sharing a band's song than
No, no, no,
I'm
no.
a big fan of this band.
But you can say it.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like you can say you're a big fan. But I guess my point was when bands,
yeah.
all the people that go out of their way to see them, bands, I don't, especially on that local level, it doesn't resonate with me whatsoever. But that's cool. I mean, you can, because I do it as well. Like I will say I'm a big fan of this or a big fan. But I guess that's my point is like these people that come out and see us, I will always say that they are friends.
Hmm,
So because they've made the effort. That's what friends do.
totally agree. And yeah, like I've been to a whole lot of shows where I've known no bands or anyone that goes, and I feel like they're the best gigs because that's where you gotta meet people and sort of
Yeah,
interact.
100%. Yeah, man. I met some of the best people I still know to this day from randomly meeting them at a show. You know what I mean? Like it's just
Mm,
that's the whole thing about music and live music and metal that I think a lot of people, especially the newer generation that don't go out to shows, are missing out on because that's all we had when we were younger. You know, we go to you go to a pub, go because that's how what the social thing was. You know, or go to a gig. You know, we didn't have social media where we messaged people and
no.
you know what I mean? We didn't have it, you know, that's how it was. And I think it's still pretty special, especially when you start, you know, your battle jacket's a conversation starter. That's the way I look at it. And that's how you make new friends too.
And also, the other factor is a lot of people out there that are a bit afraid to go to gigs or things on their own. I think they're the best thing to do is to go on to a show of any type on your own because normally, if you're on your own, people are more likely to come over and say hello.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%, man. 100%. Like I agree. You know, you go to shows and you meet new people and you know, expand that friendship. 100%. That's what music is about, man. 100%. But then
Mm,
again, like there is something nice about going to a gig with a bunch of pals and
yeah.
you know, and getting in the pit and having too many beers and you know, you end up singing along or you know, it's cool. It's fun. But you know,
Uh,
either way, as long as the music's getting in there.
No, totally agree. And yes, some of my best moments have been at the merch desk, actually. I don't know why I go over to the merch desk during the actual gig. I always try and go at the end so I don't have to carry around the merch for the rest of the night. And then I'm like, oh, there's someone I know. I'll go have a chat with them. And then it's like, next band's, I'm like, oh shit, I got to get back in the pit.
Yeah. But then again, I see there is logic behind that because you don't want to miss out on that size of that shirt that you want.
Exactly
How many
right.
times has that happened where you've gone, I'll go back and get that later. And then you go back and they're like, nah, man, no, no, no.
It's
You snoozed. You losed. That was it. Happened to me not long ago. I can't remember what gig it was. And I was like, yeah, I'll go back and get that shirt later. And I went back and they're like, oh, we've got smalls. And I was like, that ain't gonna fit me. I'm a
oh,
double.
small definitely won't fit me.
I was like, okay, all right. Well, that was it. That's me. Sorry. But yeah.
Oh, all right. Well, I've only really got one more question, and then Nev has the floor because Yeah, we've covered so much stuff in
We
this
have. We've been
hour and a
talking a while.
half,
Yeah.
which has
Yeah,
felt
that's it.
like a minute and a half, honestly.
Yeah, that's
Um,
it. Yeah, and then I've got to go to bed because I've got to be up at 5 a.m.
oh, okay, yep. Maybe we should start
That's all
wrapping
good, man. No, that's all
this. Where do you see Snake Mountain in 5 years' time?
flipping burgers, Snake Mountain burgers made of two home brand buns and cheap lolly snakes. That's where we'll be. No, I don't know. That's an interesting question because if you asked me 5 years ago where the band would be right now and the stuff that we've experienced over the last year and a half alone, I wouldn't have even been able to pick that in a million years, man. If you said to me like that I would play with my bucket list band, which was Necrogoblicon, if you, I would have gone, nah, this ain't gonna happen. You know what I mean? And we've had so many little experiences like playing the Tivoli to a packed room, which is magic, just pure magic. It was just one of the greatest things. Not once, but twice this year. So everything is so unpredictable, brother. Like I couldn't tell you what happens in the next 5 years, but I just hope that it's exciting and good and that we travel overseas is the one we really want to. We really want to play things like Hammersonic Festival is on our bucket list. Tour Japan is on our bucket list. Um, just to get out there in the world and experience playing music for people. But I don't know. I couldn't tell you. 5 years is a whole lifetime. As long as we can get that chance and that big asteroid or the big spaceship that's meant to be heading our way in November doesn't have, we'll see how we go.
I like that open mindedness about not too sure what will happen in 5 years' time because that's the exciting part about it though, I reckon, is if because if you go and say, oh, we're gonna be the next Parkway Drive or the next Alpha Wolf of Australia in 5 years, like there's every chance you could be, but it's yeah.
Yeah, no, man. Our stuff is not accessible for most. It's not for human consumption. Most human consumption, I don't think. We try, but it's heavy. We get people say, "Oh, it's pretty heavy stuff," but who knows, man? Who knows? As long as we get to drop an album that we trying to work on, some heavy tunes, and we get to perform for people. That's all I care about, man. It's just being creative and just getting out into the world and experience and getting in the van for 20 hours and driving everybody fucking crazy. That's my whole thing in life, man. That's it.
Very important. And the love. The main thing is if you still have the passion and love for being in Snake Mountain or to any band out there, if you still got the love and passion for it in 5 years' time, don't stop.
Thanks, man. Yeah, no, I don't think I've always said I have it in my heart and my blood that I will always want to be creative in some way and always perform because when I don't, and there have been periods in my life when I haven't, I do go crazy. It's like that bottling up. I need to express that. Whether that's in Snake Mountain, I hope Snake Mountain goes Rolling Stones, where it's like we're just playing in our 80s, in RSLs or whatever, like just playing the classics. I have got a long term plan for myself though that when I turn 50, I'm starting a big band. Um, like horns and stuff, doing death metal covers like
Oh, wow.
Slayer and stuff. That's all what I want to do. So it's like tour the RSLs and do weddings and stuff, or doing covers of Cannibal Corpse, but like big
Okay.
big band, like horns and like suits. Yeah, and Metallica and Slayer. See how we go.
I'd love to see a big band do a cover of a Cannibal Corpse song. That'd be pretty amazing.
At an RSL.
At an
Hey, man,
RSL or at a wedding. Imagine a wedding with the Cannibal
we'll play
Corpse.
all the classics. We'll play all the death metal classics. People go, you know any Morbid Angel? I go, sure do. Let's go. 1, 2, 3. You know, we'll just have the, you know, that's what I want.
The Cannibal Corpse would be high on lists of songs not to be played at weddings, I think. Closer by 9 Inch Nails wouldn't be far off either.
Oh man, that's on the list. That is on the list. It's like, yeah, it's time for the bride and groom to have their wedding, the wedding dance, and it'll be like, all right, yeah, yeah. People go like, they'll be like, don't sing that fucking first line.
No.
That
Help
chorus,
me
band weddings.
tear out my reasons. No, I don't sound like Trent Reznor. He does it much better.
And the you'd be getting the father of the bride like trying to plug. But funny story, my daughter got weddinged. She got wedding 2 weeks ago. Hey, you know it's getting late when you can't speak basic language. Yeah, my daughter got married a couple of weeks ago. So yeah. So there was no death metal big band there. It was just a wonderful time.
Yeah. Oh, weddings are great. I love being at the wedding. Like, I've been part of the wedding party a couple of times. It's just like, oh yeah, this is a bit nerve-wracking. But I actually like, yeah, sort of seeing two people happy on the day, marrying each other, and the whole ceremony, the reception, everything. It's really, I always
That's good
like
time.
it.
Yeah, me too. But it was full on, like my eldest daughter, like seeing her get married. Wild times when you're old. So old death metal grandpas. But yeah, man. Hey, dude, it's been an absolute pleasure hanging out with you. I appreciate you, and I'm sorry if I derailed your questions for over an hour and a half.
Nah, you haven't derailed anything, never. I derail myself on these podcasts all the time. Like half the time I go on some nostalgia rant about like my childhood and what I watched as a kid and all that. So nah, trust me, I'm the worst at derailing an interview.
It's been a fun trip, man. It's been really cool hang. And that's what it's about. That's what I love doing this. Like, I don't get a chance to do the long form stuff very often.
No.
Like, it's very like you get your 20 minutes, maybe 40, depending on the band, and then that's it. So doing the long form stuff and just having a hang is kind of cool. So I appreciate you having me on.
Oh, I've had an awesome time, Nev, and anyone from Snake Mountain is always welcome back on.
Oh, cool. I'll might bring one of the other guys next time for some laughs, and then you'll they'll just be like, I can't believe you just said that, and then they'll just stop. They'll just be like, stop. Do you see what we have to put up with for 20 hours in a band? All right.
Well, now comes the time that I promised earlier in the night. Is now Nev has the floor if he wants to ask me anything. Nothing's off limits, which I might live to regret in about 5 minutes.
All right. Who's your daddy and what does he do?
I love that Artie impersonation.
Who's your daddy and what does he do? I have a shrine to Arnold up there, actually. It's all their Arnold action figures.
Damaged goods, lady.
Yeah.
That was a really bad Arnold
But man, of course, okay. Like I'm gonna hit you with five questions. All right. So okay. So who's your favorite interview that you've done?
Oh, put me on the spot right there.
Not me. So
so I can't say Neville from Snake Mountain.
No, Snake Mountain. You can't say that. Yeah. But you can if you want. No.
Who's my favourite? I loved because it was the first actually, because I'd never interviewed anyone out of Australia, like from like overseas. Crooked Royals is probably my favourite one because it was the first international. I know they're only in New Zealand, but
still.
But because I'm a massive Crooked Royals fan, like Persona and Catch 22, their latest 2 songs are just fucking bangers. But yeah, that I really enjoyed that because I was nervous at the time because it had been the first time I'd ventured overseas to do an interview.
Yeah, wow. Okay. You actually got on the plane and you,
Oh,
you
no,
did it.
no. Sorry, no, I interviewed them on audio, but sort of ventured out of Australia.
Oh, I see what you're
Bands
saying.
I've interviewed, sorry,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, no, that's why I was like, man, that's dedication. That's cool. But okay, well, that leads me to question number two. If you could travel anywhere in the world to interview a band, who would it be and where?
Oh, I love that. Second question. Where and who? Yeah, like being nostalgia and the nice guy that, well, up until we found out some other stuff about him that happened a couple of years ago. It'd probably be Dave Grohl from the Foo Fighters before all that stuff came out
Yeah,
about
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
child from another person. It'd have to be somewhere in the US, like New York or Seattle or some. Actually, probably Seattle, given that
Ah, good call.
city of grunge. You know, Dave Grohl was part of Nirvana, or second drummer of Nirvana, obviously.
Yep. Good call. Really good call. Okay. All right. So, number three, um, what song gets you going before going to a gig? Do you have one song in particular that fires you up before a show?
I think it's again, it's sort of down the path of that sort of nostalgia early 2010s sort of metal, and I don't know why I keep going to this song, but I reckon it's going to be Shadow Moses by Bring Me the Horizon.
Nice. Good
Because
call.
that sempiternal, that breakdown where the this is sempiternal over and over and over again. Yeah, I don't sound like Ollie Sykes at all, but
But no, 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 no. No.
but also like just because it gets played at so many gigs before bands go on. Like
Yes,
outside of probably Pittsburgh, I don't think there's a song that gets played more at a venue before the show starts.
that's true. Very true. Okay. So, number four, you are putting on a festival, my friend. Big festival in your hometown. And you have to pick three headliners for that festival. Who are your top three? Anyone in the world, anybody, who would be your top three headliners for Samfest?
In Warrigal, I'd have to throw in a Gippsland band there because it would be pretty wrong not to have a Gippsland headliner. So I'd probably throw in Mirrors from Gippsland. Look, I love Ocean Sleeper and I love Atlas, but I feel like Mirrors would be just if they did the whole Ego's Weight in full as an album,
Yeah,
as a headline, that would be sick as. Uh, Parkway. I know the chances of that happening are probably not gonna. And I'd probably go for. I'd probably go an international band, so maybe Alien Weaponry. Maybe go to New Zealand for.
that's a good call too. Good call. Funny story. Just gonna add to that. I actually booked Parkway 100 years ago, like back 20 years ago. I had them on shows down here on the coast before they blew up. They were on their way, but we
Yeah.
used to organize shows down here. My wife was at their first show in Byron, so
Wow.
don't get that now. There's
No.
no chance on saying there was like at some little hall somewhere she saw her. It was crazy, and now that just won't ever happen ever again because they are massive. Okay, so last question for you, my friend. What band that you have always wanted to see, but you've never had the chance to see, that got away and you probably never get a chance to see them again for one reason? They've broken up or a member has passed away or something like that. Is there one band, could be from any time period, that you regret not seeing or wish you could see live?
I've loved all five questions, and three of them have never been asked. So that's what I love even more about it.
Cool.
Oh, who I haven't. There's not many bands I haven't seen really, but It's an interesting one because I feel like it's got to be, and I know they're still going and all that, but like, and I missed out on tickets again for them. I think it's got to be Carnival
Okay. There you
because I've
go.
never seen Carnival before.
Bro. And what is it sold out? Did they play already?
I don't know if it's sold out, but I don't know if there were that many tickets left.
Bro. Yeah, you got to see at least that. Look, I think you'll get another chance.
Yeah.
Actually, that's one of those bands that you just have to see. Like for me, funny enough, is a band I've never seen. Like Screaming Jets is like an Aussie band that a lot of people like. You need to see Screaming Jets. Like, that's an Aussie is like going getting a sausage roll at the server, like. So yeah, it's funny that hey, like everyone's got that one or two bands, even the local Aussie bands like Carnival and Scratchy, that you just like. I don't know why I haven't seen them.
Ah. And like it's not like Carnival have been a bit quiet since the Symmetry, obviously, because Ian Kenny's done so much stuff with Birds of Tokyo,
Yeah.
obviously. But yeah, every time Carnival have played, like the best chance I had to see them was at Unify 2019, but Carnival played when I was volunteering, and it was like
Ah, man.
where I was volunteering wasn't exactly next door to the stage, so you couldn't.
That's all right. Next time. Next
Next,
time. Next time you'll cross that off the bucket list, brother.
yep.
Yeah.
But no, I'm a massive Carnival fan. I love Drone, their new single.
It's cool, huh?
Mm.
Real good. Yeah. They played up here last week, I think it was. They played at the Southport RSL.
Oh
Well,
yeah.
SoPo it's called now. Massive room. And that's where I used to book bands like Parkway and stuff like that. So back 20 years ago.
Yep.
It's a real trip. Real trip. That's cool. That's cool, man. So yeah, man. Well, I'm about to turn into a pumpkin. Because I'm old and I have to get up at 5 a.m. But I have absolutely enjoyed hanging out with you tonight, my friend. Thank you so much for having me on. Love your
Anytime,
work,
Nev.
mate. Love your work. Thank you for the awesome questions.
This is the only thing I don't like about interviews is when it has to end.
I know. I know.
And tonight's no exception. This has been awesome. I've loved every minute of it. And it's just like, when I end the meeting, I'm just like, I'm always wanting more. It's like...
Yeah, I know. It's a bummer, right? I know.
Yeah.
I get the same. You go, oh, that would happen. Like, especially the quick ones, the ones that are like over like 20 minutes or 15 minutes. And you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, and then you go, oh, remember I was going to ask him about that. And I was like, oh, bummer. But, but that's cool, man. We'll have to do it again sometime. I know you're a busy dude. You've got a like hectic schedule.
Yes.
We had this planned for a long time, but I appreciate you and want to say thank you so much and keep kicking ass in the name of metal, my friend. Thank you.
Thank you, Nev. And I can tell you right here, right now, this episode will be up on YouTube sometime tomorrow. Not too sure. I'm just going to say tomorrow TBA. It's
okay.
Like,
no stress.
It might be morning, might be afternoon, but it'll be sometime in the next 24 hours.
Excellent. And we'll just tag me and we'll do the share thing. That'll be cool, man. I appreciate it. Yeah. We'll get people through their Monday. And ladies and gentlemen, one last thing. Make your own Snake Mountain Burger and tag us. Get some buns and get the cheap snakes, not the good ones. The shitty ones that taste like soap. Remember where you get lollies and sometimes you be like, oh
yes,
this has been in the soap drawer. Yeah, just do that.
All right. We're working with that. Snake Mountain Burger.
Yeah, that's right.
Watch this space.
Watch this space. Jared is going to just be like, no, Nev. No, another one of Nev's dumb ideas. But anyway, brother. Thank you so much again.
Oh, it's been an absolute pleasure, Nev. Thanks for jumping on. Love your music. Need anything, just reach out. I know I'm in Gippsland, but,
I'll be there in 3 days. So just random knock on the door. It's like I didn't actually mean it, Nev. I brought you a burger. But dude, yeah, thank you so much, man, and keep kicking ass. And here's my Mandalorian. See you soon, bro.
Yep.
See you soon, I hope.
Definitely stay in touch.
Absolutely, man. Hey, have a good night, brother.
Same
See
to
ya.
you, Nev.
Thanks, man.
Catch up.